Well, hey there, hero. It's David H. Lawrence the 17th, and I just looked at the calendar, and if you're following along with these videos and not watching them kind of way after I've produced them, this is out of the year-long challenge of one a day for 365 days. This is the 347th. We only have, what, 18 to go? This is crazy. This is really crazy. No, I'm sorry. 17 to go. It's 348. I was looking at the one I had done yesterday. I'm shocked at all. If this series has been helpful to you, would you do me a favor? I haven't asked this all year long. Would you click the like button? I don't want you to smash the like button. I don't want you to do what the YouTube influencers go, hey, smash that like, but don't just, if you like it, click the like button, tap the like button. Would that be good? Would you do that? Okay, great. So today, I've got something for you that I'm really excited about. I just started doing this, and I wish that I had done this way earlier in life. I am a sponge. If you can't tell by these videos, I love learning stuff, and I love putting the stuff that I learn to use to see if it's effective for me, to see if it's effective for you. I love that whole process. And sometimes, though, I feel like I'm a sponge. I soak things up, and then very quickly it can drain away. And I never knew why that was until I read about a guy by the name of Hermann Ebbinghaus. He was a German psychologist in the late 1800s, early 1900s, and he came up with something called the Ebbinghaus forgetting curve. Honest to God, the Ebbinghaus forgetting curve. He wanted to know why, when we learn something, we sometimes forget it and sometimes we don't. And he studied using college lectures as his test bed. He would test students based on what they did with the information that they got in lectures in colleges. And what he found first was the forgetting curve. So this is how long it takes you to forget something if you don't review it. All right, so remember this. After one day, not reviewing anything, 50 to 80% of what you learn, gone. Just gone. It's gone. Your mind, I guess, doesn't think that it's important enough to retain, and it's gone. After 1 week, 90%. 90% of what you learned, if you don't review it, is gone. And then after 1 month, only 2 to 3% remains. So 97 to 98% after 1 month, if you don't review, is gone. So, okay, you can't sit there, learn something, and review it every day for the rest of your life, but you don't have to. If you spend 20 minutes, just 20 minutes, with the things that are most important to you, like when you learn something, you go, oh, I got to remember this. Immediately set up these 3 milestones in your calendar, okay? Within 24 hours, spend 10 minutes reviewing what you think is most important. So if I learned something today, sometime tonight, maybe first thing in the morning, I want to review that for 10 minutes or however long it took me to really let that sink in. That within 1 day. So you avoid that whole forgetting most of it in 1 day. Then make a note for yourself that 7 days later, anytime within that 7 days, but toward the end of it so that you can take advantage of this, just spend 5 minutes. 5 minutes reviewing what you learned, and it will reactivate it. And you'll go, oh, right, yeah. And it'll start to sink in. What's happening is your mind is getting the message, this is important, because he or she keeps coming back to it. Yeah? And then the final one is within 30 days, towards the end, 30 days, spend another 5 minutes. And his study showed that if you do that, you spend that 5 minutes after a week, 5 minutes after a month, 10 minutes within 24 hours, you do those 3 things. The things that you think are most important will stick with you forever. It became almost a permanent thing. Students were getting it and keeping it. And it makes so much sense. You know, when I learned how to do, for example, a certain thing with the microphone, I would do it again. And then I would do it again. And maybe it came up in another week. And then maybe it came up within the month. Those things helped me burnish those And that's what the Ebbinghaus forgetting curve can do for you. So it's really simple. Just set up a tickle file, right? You've got index cards, you've got a notebook, or you've got a calendar, whatever you do. If it's something you really want to retain, set up those 3 appointments. The next day, review it. The next week, at the end of the week, review it. Take advantage of that time and then review it at the end of the week. And then at the end of the month, review it again. 20 minutes, you'll never forget it. Let's be honest, you may forget it, but it's highly unlikely and far less likely than if you never reviewed it ever again. So, the Ebbinghaus forgetting curve. I would love to know your comments on that. If you could tell me in the comments below. What do you think of that? You going to try it? I hope so. If you'd like to be on my list, go ahead and go further down the page. Get on the list. We'd love to have you on the list. I'm David H. Lawrence the 17th. I thank you so much for watching. We're going to go to once a week on these videos in about 2 weeks. And in the meantime, thank you, and I will talk to you tomorrow.